Tonight, the title race of a generation. Can Hearts pull off a victory they've waited for since 1960? Or will Celtic snatch a last-minute win in the Scottish Premiership? Fans from both sides think they can do it.
I would just cry for days. Cry for days and days and days.
I think we'll do it comfortably. I think 60,000 fans will turn it. So it'll be a good day in the morning.
Can Hearts keep the lead that they have held for the majority of the season? I'm live at Tynecastle Park as this team stands on the brink of history.
Well, here at Celtic Park, final preparations are underway for the showdown of the century. But can Celtic pull off yet another famous title win?
It's 40 years since the title race last went to the final day between the two teams. 1986. It was a year of chart hits and drama on and off the pitch. We take a look back at all the highlights. And from one title race to another, the Prime Minister's position remains at risk as Annie Burnham eyes a Westminster return. I'm Kellyanne Woodland. This is the STV News at 6. Good evening. It's the football title race of a generation. Can Hearts make history and win the Scottish Premiership for the first time since 1960? Or can Celtic win the league in the very final match? It's literally all to play for this weekend. Will it be maroon or green and white ribbons on the trophy tomorrow? Well, in a moment, we'll hear from Ronnie Charters in Glasgow, where there are fears events could overshadow the match. But first, Jamie Borthwick is at Tynecastle.
Yes, Kellyanne, can this Hearts team do what no other has been able to do for 66 years? Indeed, what no team outside of Celtic or Rangers has done since 1985. I've got to tell you, the nerves among the fans on Gorgie Road just now are shot to pieces, but they do believe in this team. And this team believes in themselves. And why not? They've been top of the league since September. They need to stay there for just one more day, and it will spark scenes of celebration in the maroon half of Edinburgh, the likes of which I've certainly never seen in my lifetime. Well, Ronnie, you can cut the tension around here with a knife tonight. What's the feeling like around Celtic Park?
Well, the feeling, Jamie, is that this title race is very much back on for the defending champions. They've been written off numerous times this season, but under the guidance of Martin O'Neill, they have picked themselves up, shown the character, and are now just one win away from arguably one of the most significant title wins in the club's history. Now, as Kellyanne mentioned at the top of the programme, there are fears and concerns over fan behaviour. We've seen in recent years many Celtic fans celebrate their title win by flocking to the city centre, and ugly episodes then ensuing. Well, many are wondering if that is going to be the case today. If Celtic do deliver the title, can fans deliver a title party safely?
OK, Ronnie, for the moment, thank you. Well, it could go either way, and one set of fans will be celebrating tomorrow. Jamie and Ronnie have been out in their respective cities, finding out more.
One more sleep to discover if Gorgie's dreams will come true. The bars are braced for droves of Hearts fans ready to watch the game together.
And we're open at 9 o'clock tomorrow. From what I can gather from the phone calls that we've had, people are going to start queuing at 7:30, which is phenomenal. I've never seen anything like it. And all the pubs that I've worked in, all the Hearts pubs I've worked in, this is definitely the best I've ever seen.
So how are Jambos feeling with just hours to go?
Nervous. I haven't slept all week. I haven't ate properly all week. I've had to let my boss know I've not been on my game this week.
I definitely think they can do it. I think the things that have happened in the last week have stacked it almost. It looks like it's everybody against Hearts.
It's all I've ever dreamed of since I was a wee boy, 4 years old, going through the turnstiles at Tynecastle.
I can vision me with my dad. He's in his 60s, my son, he's 10 years old, I'm 30. 3 generations on Gorgie Road tomorrow night party, and I can't wait for it.
I would just cry for days. Cry for days and days and days. Also as well, had my first grandchild the other day, so this would just top it off even more.
Plans are in place for celebrations if Hearts emerge victorious, with an open-top bus parade from the city chambers to Tynecastle on Sunday afternoon.
We're all so excited, tense, but excited, you know, for the first time in goodness knows how many years, there's a real chance of Hearts winning the championship. What a fantastic, historic day it will be if Hearts can actually get over the line and win it.
While just 750 Hearts fans will be at Celtic Park itself, the team will be keeping the tens of thousands of supporters back in Edinburgh in mind when they step out in the East End of Glasgow.
We all understand who we represent. We've seen the emotion in our stadium all season really, but particularly of late when people actually started to believe that, you know, this could actually happen. We know there's a lot of goodwill towards us trying to win the league, and hopefully, as I say, we can go and do it.
Gorgie holds its breath. History awaits.
This was the moment Celtic's title defence came back into view. A goal and celebrations of epic proportions as Martin O'Neill's men secured a massive win to take the title race to the final day. At Celtic Park this morning, the calm before the storm. Final preparations underway as this famous old stadium gets set for one of the biggest games it's ever hosted.
I'm confident we can do it, you know, but as I said, I still wouldn't put the house on it right enough, you know. But
I think we'll do it. Day comfortably. I think 60,000 fans will turn it. So it'll be a good day in the morning.
Really nervous. I'm coming in tomorrow. We've not got a ticket, but we're hoping to maybe get one.
Like excited. Got a season ticket, so I'll be here tomorrow cheering the boys on, hopefully for 56.
Always nervous. Just get funny belly.
These have been the scenes that the last few years in Glasgow city centre. Thousands of Celtic fans gathering to celebrate their title wins. However, with that came vandalism, destruction and antisocial behaviour. In Glasgow's Trongate area this afternoon, measures were being put in place to minimise disruption. Fences erected protecting bus shelters, with fans set to descend on the area if their team are crowned champions. Today, Police Scotland criticised Celtic for failing to plan or take responsibility for the conduct and safety of supporters out with the stadium. They say should Celtic win, a dedicated policing plan is in place which has impacted the well-being of their officers and staff. However, according to Glasgow City Council, that is not the case. They say despite not being able to design a meaningful celebration in the city tomorrow, that does not mean Celtic are at fault. They say they simply do not recognise the description of the club's behaviour by Police Scotland. Celtic have also had their say, discouraging supporters attending gatherings in the city centre this weekend, insisting they want to do everything they can to support the city.
If we were fortunate enough to win, and that's a long way away in terms of people celebrating, I know that I think that and the community would be worried about that. People in excess of celebration that's happened in the past, you know, and no, I just want people to, you know, be safe really as much as anything else.
It has been a season unlike any other for Celtic. Managerial changes and fan unrest has led to many writing the Parkhead club off this season. But with a game to go, they are still in it. Martin O'Neill has picked this club off the canvas and has them back in the fight. They have momentum, they have the experience, and with one final push, Celtic will likely have one of the sweetest league championships in their history.
Well, Ronnie, that penalty at the beginning of your report has already caused controversy.
Yes, Kellyanne, in the last few hours the SFA have revealed that referee John Beaton and his family were placed under police protection following a leak of personal details online. Now, Beaton was the man in the middle who gave that controversial penalty on Wednesday night. In a statement, the SFA say they condemn what they describe as irresponsible, knee-jerk post-match media interviews in the fallout of the game. They say the sharing of the referee's personal details is vigilantism, fuelled by criticism by media pundits, players, managers and former match officials. Now, it's fair to say the SFA are also looking to protect these referees more. Kellyanne, we've seen today just how great Scottish football can be and how much we're talking about our beautiful game. It's fair to say this is an ugly episode for Scottish football.
Ronnie from Celtic Park, thank you. Well, Hearts and Celtic battling for the title is a familiar tale for fans with long memories. 40 years ago, the clubs went into the last day of the season with the honours looking set to be heading to Edinburgh. But a remarkable afternoon saw Hearts lose at Dundee, while Celtic got the result they needed against St Mirren to become champions on goal difference. Our senior reporter Gordon Cree looks back.
It was a year of drama, the Chernobyl disaster, a royal wedding, least said about that one the better, Maradona's hand of God against England at the World Cup. The Communards were the biggest thing in the music scene, and Hearts stood on the verge of the Scottish League title on the last day of the season. After 31 games unbeaten, they headed to Dens Park, but lost 2-0 to Dundee, a late double from Albert Kidd. A sickness bug had kept a key player out of the lineup.
To lie in my bed, listen to it, it was dreadful. And I felt for the guys. They put in so much effort throughout the season. I think, if I remember correctly, I think that was the first game that I had missed in league that season. But it was just. It was heartbreaking actually to experience it, and even though, as I say, I wasn't playing, it made it even worse actually.
Celtic were at St Mirren, where scoring lots of goals was the only hope. In the end, they needed 5, and they got 5.
It was like word got round, and it started to kind of percolate through everybody, and then a crescendo rose, and at that point, without being told, we knew that Hearts were losing. It suddenly dawned on us that we could win it, so there was suddenly an awful lot of emotion. It was incredible, you felt it yourself. You weren't just like watching it and thinking, we're going to win the league. It was quite hard to control yourself in a sense of your emotion. Everyone, people were welling up and sort of like starting to feel it. It was really, really emotional. That's what I remember.
So after a season-long fight, it was Celtic's title. Whatever the outcome this weekend, it'll have to go some to still be talked about 40 years from now. Gordon Cree, STV News.
And some good music too. Now to the other title race. It's been a difficult week for the Prime Minister. His Health Secretary has resigned, and Andy Burnham is on track to return to Westminster and potentially launch a leadership bid. This afternoon, the Manchester Mayor has been given permission to stand as a candidate in the upcoming by-election. The Prime Minister has vowed to fight on. Our Westminster correspondent Lucy Dunn has more.
At the start of the week, it seemed likely that a Labour leadership contest would be triggered. As we approach its end, that hasn't happened, but the Prime Minister's position remains at risk. Greater Manchester Mayor Andy Burnham is eyeing up a return to Westminster, and the road back has one less obstacle after Labour MP Josh Simons announced last night that he would give up his seat.
My constituency has the potential to choose whether to send Andy Burnham down to Westminster to change some of that. And at the end of the day, what I concluded was that is the best way to get some of these things done.
Andy Burnham has already tried to run for a Westminster seat, but was blocked by Labour's National Executive Committee earlier this year. This time, senior Labour figures say he should be allowed the opportunity to return.
He has now expressed his desire to come back to Parliament. There's now a vacancy. I supported Andy last time he wanted to come back to Parliament, and I fully support him wanting to come back to Parliament.
And even Wes Streeting, who quit as Health Secretary yesterday and was plotting to run for the top job, has voiced his support for Andy Burnham. The makeup of government has been altered this week after MPs quit in protest at the Prime Minister. Scottish Labour MP Zubair Ahmed stepped down as Health Minister on Tuesday.
I was loving my job. I used to get up at 6 a.m, be in the office at 7:30 in the morning, working till 11 at night on life sciences, on technology, on patient safety, on international health. But ultimately, I can only do that credibly and honestly. The prerequisite of doing that is if I have confidence in the Prime Minister and his direction. And unfortunately, by Tuesday, I had concluded that I did not.
Crucially, there is no leadership contest at present, but Sir Keir Starmer isn't in the clear. The rebellion has calmed for now, but it is far from over. Lucy Dunn, STV News.
Now, a portion of Scotland's busiest motorway could be demolished after 5 years of roadworks. The M8 Woodside Viaduct carries around 150,000 vehicles a day, but lane closures and permanent works have caused massive disruption since 2021. It's been described as the biggest job on Transport Scotland's books, and demolishing the viaduct might now be the only way out of this jam. Vidushi Tiwari explains.
What do you think of when you first hear the word city centre? Traffic zooming everywhere, people rushing from place to place.
It was hailed as a significant link when it was first built, but the existence of the M8 in the city centre remains a sore point for many nearly 7 decades on. In 2020, an inspection found structural deterioration at the Woodside Viaduct near Cowcaddens. Not repairing it could have caused a collapse of the road, so lanes were restricted and work continued while allowing traffic to move. Since then, it's ballooned into a complex job with no end in sight. Transport Scotland has offered up 3 options to deal with the Woodside Viaduct: replace, repair or remove, with the latter being the quickest and most cost-effective. Glasgow City Council's come out in support of demolition. It means all traffic would be rerouted via the M74, but not everyone is convinced.
They've taken that long, they've spent probably millions on it, and they're going to waste it by taking it down, and then they'll have to build something new, because that's in and out of Glasgow. We need that.
Well, it's a great convenience up there, of course, if you've got a car and such like, you know.
Obviously, pulling down a bridge for the main road might cause some traffic issues.
How's people going to get into the city? They're going to have to build something underneath. Is that what they're going to do?
There is a huge degree of opportunity for regeneration, for reducing the impact of the M8 on city centre communities, but also an opportunity to save the public purse some money as well.
Transport Scotland expects the demolition to have a major detrimental impact on traffic flow, but it is the cheapest and quickest way out.
A poster held by protesters here in Glasgow nearly 7 decades ago against the construction of the M8 strikingly read, "This scar will never heal." But if plans to demolish the viaduct are successful, it could mean the beginning of the end of that scar, reconnecting communities torn apart decades before. Vidushi Tiwari, STV News in Glasgow.
All right, let's get back to the drama of the title race, and Raman brings all your sport from Celtic Park.
Your window to sport. C.R. Smith sponsors STV Sport.
A very good evening from Celtic Park. 288 days after the Premiership campaign got underway, it will all come down to a final day shootout to determine if Celtic will be crowned champions for a 5th successive season, or if Hearts will win the league for the first time since 1960. Celtic need to win, Hearts need to avoid defeat. Martin O'Neill says his players will go out all guns blazing when they step onto the pitch tomorrow afternoon, while Derek McInnes says his players have ripped the script many times this season and can do so again on the biggest occasion of them all.
Really looking forward to it now. And why shouldn't we? I think that's it's a big game. Naturally, we have to win it. Hearts don't, so the advantage is with them in that aspect. But yeah, we're going out on just all guns blazing to try and win. We seem to have a bit of a unified situation at Celtic Park, which has been massive for the side. I don't think it should be underestimated. The team has been kept going by the crowd, and we will need that tomorrow.
There might be people who think everything's back on script. Celtic win the home game, win the league, and that's what Celtic have done for the last wee while. They've been the team that win more titles, but we've ripped the script up so often this season, and we've got one more in us, I think, and it's up to us to try and make that happen. Well, it's a perfect ending to a season, for the league, Scottish football, for drama and excitement. It's pure box office. It's been a long time, I think, since both teams who could win the title go head to head.
I think that we're all looking at it as the glass is kind of half full. You know what I mean? Is it all the different paths that we've taken, all the different obstacles that have come and gone, to the fact that it's coming down to match day 38. the last one of the season at home. Crowd's fully behind us. We've got a good, run of form here, and you're told, hey, look, go and win a match. At the end of the day, if you can go and do that, you can win a title.
To be in this position we are now, to be one game away from winning the league, there's no hide away from that now. That's the reality. It's incredible. To do something special would mean the absolute world to not only us, but every single person associated with this football club, fans, staff, and all our families.
Well, legendary broadcaster Archie McPherson joins us now. Archie, great to see you as always. You're no stranger to last day title drama, are you?
Absolutely not. Yeah. I remember distinctly final day here. The two final days that I remember particularly are 50 years apart. The first, 1965. Kilmarnock came to play Hearts. Came to play Hearts in that particular game at Tynecastle. Yeah. And before you knew what was happening, suddenly Kilmarnock looked very good. They needed to come to win by 2 clear goals to win on goal average. It was goal average that counted in these particular days. And so they got it, and Hearts were despondent. I can always remember the terrible stillness and quietness that came over Tynecastle.
And also again in 86.
In 86 as well. That was particularly bad for them. When you talk to a Hearts supporter about that particular day, it's as if you're talking about a death in the family. And what happened then was they were well up. They were, in fact, before the game started, there were 4 goals in difference to Celtic, and they were 2 points up. But then again, suddenly, with about 15 minutes to go, they brought on a sub.
Yeah.
Now, it wasn't Maradona they brought on.
No.
It was Albert Kidd, who hadn't scored a goal.
But did then.
That
once,
particular
but
season.
Twice.
But then scored that goal that opened it up.
Sure.
The first goal, a header. The second goal, a brilliant little interplay, which brought him to the edge of the box, and he scored with a great drive. And that was it.
That was it. Just briefly, Archie, how do you see it going tomorrow? What's the matchup like between the two teams?
Well, the bookies aren't daft. They've made Celtic odds-on favourites to win. And I think that is the way it's going to go.
Archie, thanks very much. It's always great to be in your company. OK, let's give you some news away from the title race and news from Rangers. And Mikey Moore believes there is a mentality issue in the team and says the players need to have each other's back, something he believes hasn't always been the case this season. The 18-year-old, who has impressed during his loan spell from Tottenham Hotspur, also believes the players need to set new standards.
There needs to be a few changes mentally within the squad, and I think we need to realise the club that we're playing at and where this club needs to be. There needs to be a lot more driving each other to be better. There's top people in the group, but we need to have each other's back, and when it gets tough, I don't think we've done that enough. I think it's in tough moments this year we haven't had each other's back, and we haven't got together as a team and really said, right, we're gonna stick together here, we're gonna get through it.
Well, that's just about all your sport for me, live from Celtic Park on the eve of a massive game between Celtic and Heart of Midlothian. Will it be the green half of Glasgow celebrating on the maroon side of Edinburgh? We'll find out tomorrow afternoon.
Your window to sport. C.R. Smith sponsors STV Sport.
Well, we've heard lots from football fans tonight, but I believe, Sean, you've been hearing from some fans of the show.
Yeah, well, my youngest fan, apparently, little Vinny from Kirkcaldy. Have a look at Vinny now. Apparently, he stops everything to watch me doing the weather, even when it's raining as well. And his mum's just messaged me to say he's watching at the moment. So, Vinny, hopefully you're enjoying your dinner. He stops everything apart from eating and drinking. So, but if you have any mini fans of the show, please let us know, even fans of Kellyanne. Well, you might be needing your own fan next week because, well, temperatures this weekend, 12 or 13 degrees Celsius. But look at this, by next Thursday, we could be up to 20. Let's look at your forecast.
Today's forecast: blue skies, followed by a spread of hot and cold plates. TUI sponsors STV Weather.
Well, we'll get to the warmth in a wee second, but still cold, still a bit frosty out there in some spots. The showers easing away, we've seen today. They've certainly been a lot more spaced out today than the last couple of days. Still a few across the Hebrides tonight, but with the clear weather, the light winds, it is another cold and frosty one. Probably likes of bigger and probably towards the likes of Symington, getting down to lows of -2, -3. So cold and frosty in some spots. Now tomorrow morning, it's not a bad start today. It's going to be dry, plenty of sunshine away from the Hebrides, where we start to see a little bit of rain coming into Coll, Tiree, Colonsay, Jura and Isla during the morning. But for most of us, dry with sunshine until about lunchtime, and then we'll start to see that rain running into mainland Ayrshire, Glasgow, Renfrewshire, Dumbartonshire as well. The further east we are, Falkirk and Stirling, Lanark, probably hanging on to the drier, brighter weather until later on. 11 or 12, temperatures still disappointing, but given the strength of the sun, you'll have noticed that out there today, it doesn't need to be overly warm. Of course, with the strength of sunshine, it feels quite pleasant. On Sunday, sunshine and showers, and I put some dark clouds in there because some of those showers will be quite heavy, especially during the afternoon. Small risk of a rumble of thunder or two as well. The oven of Europe, Iberia, gets switched on next week. It's been much cooler for Spain and Portugal recently, but they may reach the mid-30s, and here we head for the low 20s. Bye-bye.
TUI sponsors STV Weather.
Good to see the sun returning. Well, that's it from us, from all of us here on the news team. Have a great Friday night and enjoy your weekend. Bye-bye.